Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. I said in the previous video that I was going to be talking about it this week, so here we are. If you haven't gone back and watched any of those, normally I do more stock, budgeting, talking finance, TradFi. You can go back and watch those. Please do. Great information. Hit the like button, the subscribe button if you learn anything and you're interested at all in following me for the next videos that I got coming out. And today we're going to be mostly talking about cryptocurrency. A little bit is going to be about traditional finance because it is directly correlated. A lot of people think it isn't, but we'll get into that. And we're going to start off by showing a difference in between the two active apps that I use. I use Coinbase and Crypto.com. They are just my preferred. I've been using them for years. I am not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. I'm also not a financial advisor. So please do your own research and look into it before you actually buy it. My recommendation is if you're going to use either of these apps, which I will have my referral link in the comment section, you're not obligated to use it. Once again, it's not that big, not a big deal to me at all. You get a little bit of free crypto, I'd get a little bit of free crypto. But once again, it's all about you doing your own research and trusting what you're doing. And with that being said, I got Coinbase pulled up actively. Coinbase, I feel, is a little bit more user friendly, and I think they got the layout pretty good there. And they also have a Coinbase One subscription, which gives you um, less trading fees, if any, up to a certain amount. You can do deposits to your bank, the electronic transfers, and that goes pretty smoothly with Coinbase. And they're a little bit more, I guess, bank friendly, meaning you can transfer from your checking savings a lot easier to Coinbase. And I just wanted to kind of show you guys the layout of what it looks like. And you got top value. So these are the top coins that are out there right now. I do track a few of them, and I want to show Ethereum and just to give you a little bit of a concept of what is actually going on with Ethereum and what Ethereum is and what they do, right? So on here, it actually shows you in the insights here exactly what Ethereum does. We're going to go to all so you can see the chart. And Ethereum's all-time high was almost just shy of $5,000, and the all-time low. Okay, well, I guess I am 42 cents. You could have bought a token for 42 cents. That was way back in the day. Everybody thought cryptocurrency was going to go away, right? Well, Ethereum has not gone away. They're number two coin. And they are actually a decentralized global platform that allows other cryptocurrencies to be able to trade on their platform um, using their gas fees and things along those lines, which is actually meaning every time you transact on their platform utilizing an Ethereum based token, you actually pay a certain amount in Ethereum. So it kind of keeps rotating the Ethereum, and it costs you Ethereum to utilize them. That's how they make their money. That's how everybody's using Ethereum. But in my opinion, Ethereum's a little slow. It's too pricey. Everybody talks about that. The reason why I still see Ethereum as a buy, in which case I'm going to show you the crypto.com website real quick, just so you can see the layout of that one. Black, blue, I think it's a little cleaner. Crypto.com has a soft place in my heart, and they show you that 42 cents a little bit clearer, but that really doesn't matter. I'm just pointing that out. The reason why I think Ethereum is still a buy is risk to reward. It's just straight up risk to reward. Of course, wish you could buy it at 42 cents again, right? And then it go back to the all time highs at 5 grand. That was the most amplified gain that you're ever going to be able to get. Right now, you're going to buy at 2,000, and then you're going to be possibly, possibly just using financials and looking at the total supply and the circulating supply of Ethereum, how high can it possibly go? You gotta stay within the realm of reality. You know, how much money is in the stock market compared to the cryptocurrency market, things along those lines. So the market cap of Ethereum is currently 247.3 billion. Could it go to 2.4 trillion? Absolutely. That'd be a 10x from here, right? Technically speaking. With that being said, I don't think Ethereum has a 10x left in it from its all time high. From where it is now, I definitely think you could have 5, 6x in the long term. I'm not talking about tomorrow. You got a crypto cycle, it historically repeats. They're talking Bitcoin is going to hit a bottom in the third quarter of this year. So, towards the end of this year. And with that being said, the altcoins typically follow. One altcoin sets the market off, Bitcoin rallies, and then all of them rally, and so on and so forth. There's a lot to uncover there. But I do think Ethereum has some life left in it. So, yes, you'd be buying at 2000, which my buy point would actually be slightly below our recent low, which would be in this 1865, 1825, and 1827. Pretty much at 1800 or less, I will start buying Ethereum again. Yes, I sold my Ethereum, um, but I was also buying Ethereum at seven, $800 way back in the day. And so, you know, you got to pull gains when you got to pull gains. Under 1800, I would start buying Ethereum in the idea to be able to hold out until we hit probably $8,000 to $9,000, and then yes, I would be selling my Ethereum. Of course, could it go higher? Absolutely. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't predict everything, but I know when it's time to pull my profits. And when you're talking about triple, quadrupling your money somewhere in that range, it's a great time to pull some profits depending on how much you got in there and the trajectory of the market. Um, just like some of the stocks, you know, Tesla can't just up and 20x tomorrow. There's not enough money to cover that kind of right that those kind of investments. So with that being said, Ethereum, yes, I think is a buy. Is it going to $20,000 tomorrow? No. Could it possibly see 12 to 13,000? I think so, which is why I am a buy on it. But I think we do still have a little bit more pain ahead of us, in which that's what I'm kind of waiting for. I haven't really been buying cryptocurrency in the past year. I've been more about the stock market and more traditional. Um, and we're going to move into the next coin, which is XRP. XRP is a heavy utility coin analysis there, and they got a 80.98 billion market cap. They have replaced number 3 and 4 ranked coins previously. Will it happen again? I don't know, but I do know that banks are going to start utilizing XRP and their stablecoin um, to actually do traditional finance. Instead of utilizing Swift, they can connect using Ripple and RippleNet, and they can actually settle transactions almost instantly, and it's way more scalable and cheaper, quicker, the whole nine on it. Do your research before you invest in any of these coins. I'm just another guy on YouTube. Um, but XRP, I do believe, in my opinion, is a winner. Um, I do hold primarily most of my portfolio technically is in XRP, not the amount of tokens because I own more Crow than I do XRP, but there's quite a big price difference in between the two, right? And I see XRP possibly in the next run seeing $6 to $10. Why that range? Because if it's heavily utilized by banks, they do have to preemptively buy XRP, hold it 1 to 1 to be able to offer it to other people. And then if they're also using it to settle transactions, then there's going to be a lot more utilization, less circulating supply, supply and demand basics, and they're going to see a lot of movement in XRP. So currently we're at the 81 billion market cap. It's 1.3 $1.33, right? You got a lot of YouTubers out there, so you just be careful, make sure you do your own research, look at it from all angles. Can XRP ever go $10,000? The circulating supply of XRP is 61.4 billion XRP. If you wanted to be able to go to $10,000, you're talking hundreds of trillions of dollars into one token. That's not feasible. In reality, could I see their market cap going over $1 trillion? Yes, I could. Which, if you're talking about a 10x from here, you're talking $13 XRP. That would be about 810 billion or $810 billion. That would be feasible to me. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Is it going to happen within the next 4 years? I couldn't tell you. I have a good feeling that $6 to $10 range will happen in the next 4 years in this next cycle that we're going to be having. But that's time will tell when it comes to it. Um, Risk to reward, I believe XRP's around for the long haul. They've been going through court cases. Um, they had plenty of losses thrown their way, and they still strove. They made it through. They picked up their own selves by the bootstraps, and they plowed on through it, and they're still here. I was there when they got delisted. That was a pretty scary time. I had high hopes, and they did see very, very high rewards after the market realized that it could still happen. So, in $3.84, that was great to see. Well, I buy XRP right now. I'm currently not buying XRP. I have much lower DCA. I have a hard time buying in. But if they go under $1, I will definitely be buying more. That's 100% would happen. And I think they're a buy right now for people who don't have any XRP. For those of us who do at those lower ranges, I think I'm hunting for that dollar mark. We're going to move into Crow. This is a much higher risk uh, cryptocurrency and much higher potential of a reward. When I say that, we're talking about, a 10xm XRP at best, probably not. And then Ethereum, 4 or 5x, probably not going to be another 10, 20x. It's not really financially makes sense unless they burn off a bunch of tokens. Crow still has a lot of potential. Crow is actually a native token of Chronos, which it used to be crypto.com, but they had a separation. So it's actually two separate entities and they kind of do their own thing. However, I believe Crow is a underutilized chain, and I think they actually have a lot of utility in them. Um, it's they want to scale DeFi, GameFi, and overall Web3 user community and provide builders with the ability to instantly port apps and crypto assets from other chains, while benefiting from low transaction fees, high throughput, and fast finality. Essentially, they want to be the best at what they're doing, and they want everybody to use the crypto.com and the Chronos ecosystem over any other ecosystem. And with that being said, Crow's all time low was just over a penny, and all time high, they barely nicked or barely missed the $1 mark. I was waiting on the $1 mark. I still am. I think they'll get back there. I 100% see Crow going through $1. And even a little further, I'm going to have a good sell off at that dollar mark. I'm kind of waiting for it. That's where my outflow will be. where I'm going to have a massive sell off in my own portfolio, which is well over, a 10, 13, 14x from here, which is great to see. And I think they got a lot of things going ahead of them. Crypto.com does some great things. They got credit cards, debit cards, and they're pretty much just everywhere right now. So if you want to utilize crypto.com, once again, I'll have my referral link in the comments. Feel free to use it. Don't use it. Absolutely fine. Make sure you educate yourself on cryptocurrency before buying it. Now we're going to be talking about the biggie, Bitcoin. Everybody likes them some Bitcoin, right? Dave Ramsey definitely don't like Bitcoin. A lot of people actually don't like Bitcoin. I don't like Bitcoin. And we're going to go into the reason why. So Bitcoin was essentially created and you mine Bitcoin. So it's proof of work. So you actually prove, and it's effectively saying, yes, this transaction's correct. This transaction's correct. Um, and then if you happen to finish that block, you get awarded Bitcoin. And when I say that, it they call it mining, and that's exactly what they're doing. Is um, they're looking through electronic transactions and um, verifying. You verify more, you have better chance of being able to receive the Bitcoin as payment. And then you have what is called a Bitcoin halving cycle. So a halving cycle is it doesn't have the amount of Bitcoin, it halves the amount that is awarded from the mining. So this is strictly my opinion. It's just my opinion. I've made money with Bitcoin. I don't think that Bitcoin's going away. I think it's going to see all time highs again. Um, I just don't think the reward is worth the risk to me anymore. Now, when I was originally buying Bitcoin at $3,000 to $9,000 in that range, that the risk to reward is totally different than what it is today. You're talking about even today at $3,000, it's over 20x from there. Well, I don't necessarily think it's there. Now, if Bitcoin drops back under 50,000, I would start having a hard time because less risk, more reward. Do I see Bitcoin going over $200,000? Yes, I do. Um, but is it worth me investing $67,000, which you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, you can have partial? Um, is it worth me investing $67,000 into Bitcoin in the hopes of within the next 4 years I walk away doubling my money? I think if I'm going to risk my money in cryptocurrency, I would rather there be a lot more potential of rewards. Now, Bitcoin is historically more proven, and that allows a lot of people to actually take their profits and move them into Bitcoin and still have an opportunity at more money while protecting themselves. I totally get it. If you want to put that into your um, planning and your own investment strategy, then by all means go for it. It's just not a part of mine currently. Didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not pro Bitcoin. I think once people realize that it's not a store of value like everybody's hoping, essentially when all the miners, it's no longer worth to mine it to the price and people stop mining it, then where is it going to go? What are people actually going to use for it? There's no more inflow. Why would people just kind of hang out with it? Now, if you're buying at 5 cents at the all-time low and you're currently at $67,000, I would love to shake your hand. You did a great thing that most of us would never be able to do, because if 5 cents turned into $5,000, I would have a very hard time not selling at that kind of extreme profit. Maybe you held on to a couple all the way through. Um, and if you did, you got stronger hands than I do. Um, so that was a little bit of a rundown on some cryptocurrencies that I'm actively investing in. One that everybody knows about that I don't really see the potential in. There is upside potential. I don't think it's enough for me to warrant me to continue buying it. With that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great Good Friday. Happy Easter to everybody. If you got any knowledge out of the video or enjoyed it, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if there's any cryptocurrency um, coins, tokens that you would like me to kind of go through on the channel. And if you started cryptocurrency trading because of this, great. Let me know. That'd be awesome. Referral links will be in the comments, and have a great day.